So let us start with what you people wanted me to do today, last time. You said you wanted to talk about conspiracy theories and stories that people make up. Are you sure you want to do that today? Okay, so then we shall do that. So I'm going to tell you a story, and you are then going to tell me what the story is all about, whether you are convinced by it or not. The whole point is to learn to think. And so you have to think in very different original ways. देखो ना, जब हम स्कूल जाते हैं तो हमको पढ़ाया जाता है कि वाशिंगटन इज द कैपिटल ऑफ द यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स. अरे ठीक है, ओके. वी लर्न that there are 7 continents. वो भी ठीक है, of course you have to know that. लेकिन ज्यादा जरूरी तो ये है ना कि एक इंसान अपने दिमाग से सोचे. तो चलो मैं तुमको एक कहानी सुनाता हूं. तो एक गांव में लोग रहते थे और उनके सामने एक बहुत बड़ा मसला पेश आया. उधर जब भी कोई पेंसिल तलाश करता था तो उसको पेंसिल नहीं मिलती थी. तो ढूंढ ढूंढ के पेंसिल थक जाते थे, नहीं मिलती थी. लेकिन फिर जब वो शार्पनर ढूंढते थे तो शार्पनर उनको मिल जाता था, और वो शार्पनर भरा हुआ होता था पेंसिल शेविंग से. तो जब पेंसिल को तराशते हैं ना तो उसमें से जो बुरादा निकलता, बुर निकलता, दैट इज कॉल्ड द शेविंग्स. सो you could not find a pencil when you needed it, and if you look at the sharpeners, they're all full of shavings. So the head of the village, all the important people in the village, they got together, they had a meeting, and they said, this is something that we want to really understand. Ye ho kya raha hai idhar? So they called all their philosophers, they called their scientists, and they said, explain to us, tell us what is happening over here. So the scientists, the philosophers, they got together and they couldn't, the first day they couldn't figure out, the second day they couldn't figure out. बहुत मुश्किल मसला था ना. Every time you need a pencil, you can't find it. Every time you look for a sharpener, it is full. On the third day, they came to the solution. And now I'm going to give you the solution, and you will tell me if it is a good solution or not. And if it is not a good solution, then you will tell me why it is not a good solution. अभी तो मैंने solution बताया नहीं, अभी बताने वाला हूँ. So the philosophers and the scientists, they said, actually what is happening is that under the ground there are these little people. They are called ploglies. And these ploglies come out at night when everybody is sleeping. They go, to all the houses, they take out the pencils, they take them to one place, and then they sharpen them. And then by the time it is morning, they all go back into their holes. So when they came to this solution, the next day they called a town meeting. The big people called a town meeting, and they said, this is what the philosophers and the scientists have told us. And everybody was so pleased. They finally understood what had happened. Ab batao, is this a solution? Is this a good solution? Batao.
Solution.
Eh?
सर ये सोल्यूशन बिल्कुल भी नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि वो तो होते ही नहीं है। कोई बच्चा चोरी कर रहा होगा क्लास में से, जो बच्चा लंच बाहर हाथ धोने जाएगा उसकी पेंसिल लेकर शॉप करके लिख रहा होगा फिर।
अच्छा, चलो ये तो तुमने अपनी तरफ से एक एक्सप्लेनेशन दी ना, लेकिन ये जो तुम कहती हो कि प्लॉगलीज होते ही नहीं है, क्या ये सच्ची बात है? बताओ क्यों ये। हाँ, वो पकड़ो ना। हाँ,
क्योंकि कुछ लोग पूरे रात उठे हुए होते हैं, तो अगर वो पूरे रात उठे हुए होते हैं तो उन्हें प्लॉगलीज नजर आएंगे।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, उस गांव में सभी रात को सो जाते हैं, कोई रात को कोई नहीं जागता। चलो, यू कैन अस्यूम दैट दे ऑल गो टू स्लीप। हाँ, बोलो।
मैं तो अपने गांव में पूरी रात उठी रहती हूँ।
अरे तुम छोड़ो,
मैंने तो नहीं देखा।
ना ना ना, मैं नहीं मानता, कोई रात को नहीं जागता। सारे बच्चे,
मैं तो जागती
सारे बड़े लोग जो है रात को सो जाते हैं। अच्छा, तो आर यू satisfied with this explanation or not? I want to know, I need to know your reactions. Are you happy with this explanation? देखो, इतने बड़े बड़े लोग हैं, philosophers and scientists, वो इस नतीजे पे पहुंचे कि these are the Plogleys, छोटे छोटे हैं, नन्हे बौने, वो रात को निकलते हैं और सुबह उजाला होने से पहले अंदर घुस जाते हैं। तो क्या खराबी है इसमें?
सर वो करते क्यों हैं ये? नहीं, पहले तो ये क्वेश्चन होना चाहिए वो करते क्यों हैं। सर
देखो, ये उनकी मर्जी है, ये उनका शौक है, ये उनका मशगला है, तो इसमें खराबी क्या?
It could also be their hobby.
Yeah. So you're saying that the Plogleys have a hobby? They go steal pencils, grind them up, and then go back? Yeah, it's a nice hobby. So are you satisfied? It's a good explanation, right? It's a good explanation. What do you say?
I think it's not a good explanation because they couldn't come up with a proper solution or an explanation of what happened, so they just decided to come up with like a fictional made up conspiracy theory.
Okay, so
And it's not a good explanation because if the Plogleys actually existed, what benefit do they get from just stealing the pencils and sharpening them? And what do they eat and how do they live under the ground? They couldn't actually exist, we would know.
But look, here I could say that the Plogleys live under the ground and there are all kinds of nuts and fruits that squirrels hide over there and they love them. And so, yeah, and they need some exercise maybe. Maybe there's a head Plogley who says that if you go and do this, I'll give you a reward. So I don't quite agree with you on that. हाँ, पीछे.
what's the proof
Of what?
that the Plogleys exist?
So can you prove that the Plogleys exist? No, you can't prove. Can you disprove that the Plogleys exist? How? Show me. What's the?
You can dig underground.
Oh no! You can't do that. No, you're not. You can't dig underground. No, that you're not allowed. You see, you don't have shovels and pickaxes. No, वो नहीं है.
You can look up Plogleys.
On what?
Google.
अरे यार, मैं गांव की बात कर रहा हूँ और ये 200 साल पहले की. There's no Google then. ना गूगल है, ना उधर बेलचे हैं, ना कुछ आपके पास औजार हैं. हाँ, अच्छा, I'm going to ask you a very specific question. Can you prove or disprove the existence of Plogleys?
Well, I don't think so.
I'm not asking you for what you think. I'm asking you a question. Yes or no?
No.
No to what?
that we can disprove or approve that Ploglies exist.
अच्छा, तो कोई और? हाँ,
Sir, maybe that's why Ploglies sharpen pencil, so they eat the shape of the pencil that comes out.
well, that could be a reason for the Ploglies to shave the pencils. Yeah, yeah. It's maybe they shave the pencils because they like the taste, they like the flavor, and क्या क्या पीछे जाओ. हाँ,
You just said that shavings stay there.
हाँ स्टे दे, लेकिन थोड़ा सा अगर खा भी लिया तो क्या ना, कुछ मजे की चीज आ गई. एनी अदर ओपिनियंस ऑन दिस? हाँ, यस.
देखिए
हाँ,
Ploglies.
हाँ.
सर वो भी मैंने देखे Ploglies.
अरे छोड़ो, तुम ऐसे गप ना मारो कि तुमने प्लॉगलीज अभी
वो
तुमने
जींस छोटे कद वाले जो इंसान होते हैं.
अच्छा, हाँ हाँ, इधर.
I disprove that Ploglies exist because scientists and philosophers that search in the village had not give the proof to the villagers that Ploglies exist.
देखो, साइंटिस्ट फिलोसोफर जो भी हैं, उनके पास ये सबूत है कि प्लॉगलीज होते हैं कि नहीं होते?
नहीं होते.
उनके पास नहीं है. अच्छा, तो आ, एक बात है जो मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगी कि देखो, 2 दिन 3 दिन फिलोसोफर्स और साइंटिस्ट ने लगाए, उनको समझ में नहीं आया कि ये ऐसा क्यों होता है. तो क्योंकि समझ में नहीं आया, वो out of laziness they said ऐसे होंगे जो जमीन से निकलते हैं, ये करके जाते हैं और फिर भाग जाते हैं. तो दिस इज एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल लेजीनेस, क्योंकि वो उस मसले का सुराग नहीं लगा सके, उसका हल नहीं लगा सके, तो उन्होंने ये बात घड़ ली यानी कि इन्वेंट कर ली.
सर अब मुझे ये पता नहीं है ये सच वो कह रही थी या नहीं कि जो हमारी नेबर है ना, उन्होंने मुझे बताया था जब वो छोटी थी तो उनके जो अब्बू थे वो बाहर गए थे और वो जो माचिस की डिब्बी नहीं होती उसके अंदर वो लेके आए थे, और वो कह रही थी मैंने देखा था.
क्या क्या लेकर आए?
वही प्लॉगली वो लेके आई थी, और मुझे तो यकीन नहीं आया उनके ऊपर, लेकिन वो कह रही थी ये सच है कि उन्होंने देखा था, वो मरा हुआ था.
अच्छा, या
Maybe that's why they would eat, since they are small, they would eat a very little amount of the shavings of the pencil because they are very small and tiny.
Okay, but maybe there are lots of them so that they fill up the sharpener with shavings. They may be small, as you say, but there could be hundreds of them. Yes, one final comment before we go on to the next.
Have the scientists stayed up all night to see the Ploglies?
Well, look, everybody goes to sleep at night, including philosophers and scientists. So, no, they don't stay up the night. हाँ, ये देखो ना, that is the point. This is laziness. हाँ, अगर वो रात जागते और साइंटिफिक इन्वेस्टिगेशन करते तो फिर उनको एविडेंस, सबूत चाहिए होता, लेकिन उन्होंने कहा कि अरे छोड़ो, हमको तो जवाब तो देना है, तो इसलिए हम ये कहेंगे कि ये प्लॉगलीज हैं जिन्होंने ये सारा काम किया.
Actually, this is exactly what they done with the big telescope thing. One day, these scientists, they create a big telescope to send it out to space. So they were thinking to give a name of it, and they just named it Big Telescope. That's it. TBH. The big, no, TB, no, the big telescope. That's it.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about the James Webb telescope? तो वो तो किसी के नाम पर है ना, या हबल टेलीस्कोप है वो भी तो किसी के नाम पर है.
That was not sent to space. It was here. So, and it was like a big telescope. So they named it Big Telescope. And there was another telescope which was also created, which was also very more big. They called it Extremely Big Telescope.
Yeah. Okay. So now, let's go on to over there. Attention, please. Yeah. Attention. Let's go on to another story. In fact, it's not even a story. It's absolutely true. तुम लोगों ने pyramids देखे ना? Yeah. Come. I am going to. अच्छा, तो actually, why don't you tell us about aliens making the pyramids? You tell us about this whole thing.
I don't think aliens even created these pyramids.
Okay, so everybody knows about the pyramids. And these pyramids are massive things. These are maybe 300 feet high, and there's so much rock in them that you can't even think. I think in दो को अलग करना है. Okay. Can you come forward, please? Yeah, because we're distracted by your conversation. हाँ, इधर आ जाओ ना. हाँ. हाँ, बोलो.
Sir, there used to be people of very old days. They made a pyramid. They used to make, but they could not do anything. There was not even water for them to drink. So they would only survive on little bit water and take big blocks to attach the pyramid together.
Okay. So here are these huge constructions, 300 feet, thousands of tons of rock. And क्या नाम है तुम्हारा? हानिया ने अभी बताया कि वो ऐसी जगह है जहां पीने का पानी भी बहुत मुश्किल से मिलता है, और लोग आखिर कैसे उठा सकते इतने बड़े पत्थर, और ये कैसे हो सकता है कि इतनी मजबूत चीज बनाई जो 4600 साल पुरानी है, 4600 years old. तो लोगों ने ये कहना शुरू किया कि जरूर ये बाहर से लोग आए होंगे, ऊपर आसमान से उतरे होंगे, और उन लोगों के पास वो टेक्नोलॉजी होगी, वो मशीनें होंगी, वो सारा सामान होगा जिससे ये पिरामिड्स बना सके. और पता है इन लोगों में कौन शामिल है? इलॉन मस्क. हाँ. इलॉन मस्क ने भी ये कहा है कि Illuminati may have also said it, but very recently Elon Musk said it. अच्छा, अब जब इलॉन मस्क ने ये बात की ना, तो इजिप्ट की हुकूमत ने कहा कि नॉनसेंस, इट्स नॉट ट्रू. फिर इलॉन मस्क से कहा, यू आर द रिचेस्ट मैन इन द वर्ल्ड, यू कम टू इजिप्ट एंड विल शो यू द पिरामिड्स. तो जब लोगों ने बहुत शोर मचाया ना, तो फिर वो पीछे हटा. अच्छा, अब ये बताओ, why do you think Elon Musk should be doubted? Is this a good idea to say that the pyramids were created by aliens? I want to have reasons, not just no or yes. Yeah.
The reason is aliens don't exist because it's just impossible for them to exist.
How do you know aliens don't exist? Yeah.
So, not only is another reason why the construction of the pyramids has baffled humanity for a very long time is the fact that the limestone bricks that was used to build it are extremely heavy, and in that time when they were built there weren't any machinery existing, and they didn't use animals to lift the load. So we haven't known how they're built, and we still don't know exactly how these ginormous structures were built to this day. But I saw a video that had a pretty sensible explanation. So basically, another reason why they are such hard and precise structures is because they are perfect pyramid shapes with a point at the top. And the thing is, when the base is built, if there's a slight miscalculation in the base, then the point would not meet up correctly. A tiny miscalculation at the base would cause massive problems at the top. So, one idea was that maybe they weren't built from the base upwards. Maybe they were built from the top down. Maybe they were rough, huge structures that were carved from the top down.
Aha.
And also, so like if they were rough at first, just like squares or blocks, and then they carved them from the top down into that pyramid shape, they would have leftovers. So that's why the Pyramid of Giza is the biggest, and that's why the pyramids get smaller as you go through them.
Okay, now I'm going to ask every one of you. Do you think it is possible to build a building starting at the top?
No.
You'll have to defend yourself, Kavita.
They were carved. So basically, when
No, you said they
From
built
the top
starting
down.
from the top. How
Yes.
is that possible?
So they had these rough, like they weren't perfect pyramids, but they were slightly resembling them, and they had to build a ramp that had a precise calculation, so it wasn't too steep, but it wasn't too gradual either, that went around the entire pyramid. So the ramp went to the very top, and they would start carving it down from the point as they went down the ramp, and they removed the ramp afterwards, because people thought that maybe the pyramids were built from the bottom down and the ramp would start from the bottom, or there was a ramp inside, but there is no
Okay,
evidence.
so you're not saying that the first stone was put at the top,
No.
but rather you're saying there was
They
a
carved it.
rough structure that was then built in this way. Okay, so let's have some more thoughts on this. Any thoughts about whether? See, I think, look, this is too complicated what she's telling us, Anna.
But the Egyptians were one of the first extremely like structured and really smart civilizations, and they.
But you know, in I could object. हाँ बोलो.
What about inside of it?
Inside what?
They would make the pyramid from outside, but inside the pyramids there is a lot of space, that there are a lot of like mummies in the box, and those pyramids builder one who built those, they when they died, the one who were still living, they would put them inside those boxes, then leave them inside the pyramid, and then they would turn into mummies.
Okay. So we will come back to what you say because it is very interesting. But first, we have to deal with. Look, she's telling us such a complicated story of.
Maybe what they done is that they would first create the top part on the floor, like they would create it, then they would move on to the middle and then the bottom part. Then after that, when they're all done, they would place it like blocks. They would first add the bottom part, then work their way up to the top. But if you want to say that they first started with the top part, that means they use some kind of mechanism to bring that top part to the top, and then they would build all of the middle part and the top.
Can you suggest the mechanism?
Something like something like that,
Okay.
which like picks up big, heavy materials.
Okay. All right. Now, yeah.
I don't know if this is true, but I have an idea. So, like, they could have bought like lots and lots of rocks and carved them into like cubes and cuboids. So let's say they put one cube here and then they stack one other on top of it. Then they surround it like that, and they just continue doing it until it's gigantic.
Acha.
So at that time, there wasn't really any technology where robots could work themselves. So what they would do is that they would like place all of that stuff inside the box. Then they would use all those slaves as people to like pull some sort of thing, and then that would make that to go up, 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 and then they would turn it to that side, down, 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 like that.
Now, before we get another intervention, मैं तुम्हें ये बताना चाह रहा हूँ, पिरामिड्स जहां पर हैं ना, उधर रेत ही रेत है, उधर कोई पत्थर नहीं, 200-500 मील दूर तक. ये जो पत्थर हैं, हर पत्थर जो है वो 5-10 टन का है. उस जमाने में कोई बुलडोजर नहीं होते थे, कोई ट्रैक्टर नहीं होते थे, सिर्फ गधे, घोड़े और ऊंट होते थे. हाथी भी नहीं थे, क्योंकि हाथी तो रेगिस्तान में नहीं होते ना, वो तो जंगलों में होते हैं. अच्छा, तो ये पत्थर आया कहां से? इसीलिए बहुत बेहतर होगा कि हम कहें कि ये ऊपर एलियंस ने आकर यहां पत्थर रख दिए. इट्स सो मच ना इजियर, इजंट इट? तुम अच्छा मुझे बताओ कि ये पत्थर आया, ये बड़ी बड़ी चट्टानें, ये 10-10 टन के पत्थर कहां से आए? ओके, गो अहेड.
Sir, in the walls of the pyramids, I've seen a lot of hieroglyphs and paintings. They show slaves.
I want you to answer my question. My question was, there is no rock for hundreds of miles from where the pyramids are. So, how did that rock, do you think, possibly get there? But I need an answer to my question first before anybody else can ask me a question. Yes.
Maybe what if like back in those days there must have been like the meteors falling down, and like the people must have like collected or like used them. We can assume that, like, what if those rocks that we like say that we can't seem to figure out like where they came from, what if those were like meteors that like fell?
Okay, so you're giving me an explanation, but the problem with the explanation is that meteors don't have a regular size and they're of very amorphous material. मतलब ये कि बुरबुरे होते हैं, जबकि ये ग्रेनाइट के बने हैं और ये इतने मजबूत हैं कि अब 5000 साल हो गए, इनमें जरा भी फर्क नहीं आया, और ये वैसा ही पत्थर है जो कई सौ मील दूर पाया जाता है. तो हाँ, बताओ, how is it possible?
I'm not sure, but I think the pyramids are made of limestone.
Limestone crumbles very easily. This is granite.
Okay, well maybe they like made them, because what if there's some kind of mixture of sand and water?
No, you cannot make rock from sand. Not possible. Acha,
Because
I'm going.
bricks can be made from mitti,
नहीं, मिट्टी से आप नहीं बना सकते ना.
from clay.
I'm going to give you a hint. There is a river that passes by. That's called the
Nile River.
Okay. Another hint I'll give you is that there used to be boats in those times. And now, if you
The
have.
Sed. The Sed.
Uh-huh. Okay, so there's.
The theory is that they use the Nile to carry the rocks.
Okay, good. So, if you have a rock which is 5 tons कितना बड़ा देखो एक एक पत्थर जो है ना इतना बड़ा कि कोई घोड़ा कोई हाथी 2 हाथी 5 हाथी भी नहीं उठा सकते तो how are you going to get that rock which is 300 500 miles away to where the pyramids are? Can you think of some way?
What if they used a lot of horses to transport the rock to the Nile, and then the Nile used to carry it to the location that they wanted, and then they used to lift it out of. And then
Okay,
make it.
so now you're thinking, now you're on the right track. लेकिन वो पत्थर कोई घोड़ा कोई हाथी नहीं उठा सकता तो फिर क्या करते होंगे? Just think that you are from 5,000 years ago. How are you going to transport that big piece of rock all the way to the Nile?
They used carriages. Maybe you use carriages, and then they attached a lot of horses to it.
Carriages, but how are you going to raise it into the carriage? Because you don't have a forklift truck over there. Okay, so.
Were there wheelbarrows at that time?
No, but you're on the right track. Yeah, there were no wheelbarrows. But what does a wheelbarrow do? Tell me.
It lifts up heavy weights.
No. But what's the important thing about the wheelbarrow? The wheel. What does the wheel do?
It makes it easier to carry and put it to locations that we needed to go to.
Okay. So, yeah.
They could have put them in the carriages using levers.
Okay. So, levers. But then what is the thing that would roll? Because if you have a rock that's that heavy, then how are you going to make it what is the thing that will roll?
Wait.
हाँ बोलो.
Pulley? A pulley? Like no.
पुली तो
No,
metal
like
का होता है ना
like, wouldn't it be
and
like a
and they
crank?
didn't have metal working in those days. So what is it that they had at that time which would roll?
The wheel?
A wheel, but a wheel made of what?
Wood? Wood?
Yes. So it wasn't actually a wheel. A wheel wouldn't be strong enough for that. What would it then be? Easy now. It's so easy now.
Sir, there would not be anything to lift it up. There would only be the people who made it. They would be strong, but not too strong. They used to take the rocks from far and had to push it from the ground.
Okay, but I'm still waiting for my answer. देखो, पहिए तो थे नहीं, व्हील बैरोस तो थे नहीं. क्या चीज थी उस जमाने में जो रोल जिसके ऊपर ये रख के रोल करके ले जा सकते?
लकड़ी लकड़ी
बोलो.
लकड़ी के ऊपर
कौन सी किस तरह की लकड़ी?
लंबी सी उसके ऊपर रख के
यस. अब थोड़ा सा और बताओ किस लकड़ी की शक्ल क्या होगी? Yes, you have an answer. Anyone have
a boat.
Sir, a wood could not. There would not be any wood there. There would only be cactus, a lot of them, and it would be mostly empty. And also, the wood.
No, you're not answering my question. My question is, what is it that you can put the heavy rock on and which will roll. Yes.
I think there would be like these long like wooden like rods or something, or like or something like pipes in which like they would lay it or like like
So,
that, and they
what
would-
is a natural pipe made of wood?
wood. Wait, oak
Trunks?
Huh?
trunks, bamboo.
Trunks of trees. Yes, absolutely. So so they would put them on logs. Usko logs कहते हैं ना? So the logs would roll. First, they would mine the rocks. Then they would use levers to lift that rock up onto the logs. They would roll the logs with the stone on top to the river, go 300, 400 miles down, reverse, and go to where the pyramids are. Acha. So we have figured out now at least how to get the rocks to the pyramid.
Sir,
Acha. Ab, yeah.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
हाँ बोलो.
सर वो भी उस पत्थर को लेकर ही क्यों जाना है?
तो pyramids तो बनाना है ना.
पर पिरामिड बनाकर करेंगे क्या? गाड़ी?
हाँ. बहुत अच्छा सवाल है. और उससे पहले एक और सवाल था ना. हाँ ये हाँ तुम्हारा तो which we still have to address. अच्छा तो the pyramids were built in this way, and of course it's a great engineering feat. बहुत ही मुश्किल काम था उसको उस तरह से बनाना. और जैसा कि तुमने कहा कविता कि ऊपर से शुरू किया, मेरा नहीं ख्याल है कि ऐसे कर सकते हैं, लेकिन हो सकता है कि तुम्हारी बात ठीक हो सकता है. आई डोंट नो. बहरहाल ये वो चीज है जो हम ढूंढकर मालूम कर सकते हैं. अगर हम कामचोर होते ना, सुस्त होते, और हम प्लॉगलीज वाली जैसी बात बनाते, गढ़ लेते, तो फिर हम ये कहते कि ये उधर से आए, ये एलियंस आए जिन्होंने ये किया है. सो इट इज इंटेलेक्चुअल लेजीनेस which then makes people like Elon Musk look for such silly explanation. Give me one more example of something like this before we go on. Actually, before we go back to the question of the pyramids and why they were built. Huh?
Say something. If there weren't wheelbarrows at that time, why didn't they just make wheelbarrows?
Acha. So that's a good question. Why didn't they make wheelbarrows? Have you seen a wheel? Does anyone have an answer to her question? Why didn't they make wheelbarrows if wheelbarrows didn't exist at that time? बना लेते? क्यों नहीं बना सके? Come on, you tell us.
Maybe because they didn't even know what it is.
What?
Maybe they didn't have brains.
Oh, you know what? They had as many brains as people here have, as I have, as you have, but they did not have the steel. They didn't have the ball bearings. They didn't have the places. You can't make a wheelbarrow out of rocks. No. हाँ बोलो.
सर वो भी ये लकड़ी से भी तो व्हील बना सकते हैं, जैसे वो जो गधे को ऐसे वो व्हील सा ऐसे और ऊपर लकड़ी बड़ी सी रखकर उसमें बैठ के वो गधे को आगे बांध के ले जा रहे हैं.
एक्चुअली हाँ, जो बात तुम कर रही हो ना उसमें वजन है. आखिर लकड़ी के भी चरखे बनते हैं, और जो चैरियट्स तुमने देखे होंगे, और हमारे यहाँ तुम लोगों ने कभी टांगे नहीं देखे ना? टांगे हाँ देखे ना. पहले तो पिंडी में हर तरफ टांगे चलते थे. उन टांगों के जो चरखे होते थे वो लकड़ी के बने होते थे. सो एक्चुअली यस, यू कैन मेक wheels out of wood, but what's the problem with those wheels?
If we can use bricks to make a house, then why can't we use it to make a wheelbarrow?
you how can you use bricks to make a wheelbarrow? And no, it would not have enough strength. You cannot put enough strength. You have to have metal over there. Acha. So are we? हाँ बोलो last.
Sir, how would they get wood from? Because over there used to not be any trees. If there would be trees, they would be all dried out. Because there is not even water there. Only the cactus could survive because in them there is some water. So that's why.
We are talking about a place about 300 to 500 miles away from the pyramids, up the river, where there was plenty of water. If there's a river, there's got to be water. Yeah. Acha, so now let us come back to the question, why the pyramids and why there are mummies inside and why there are rooms inside, special rooms where, and I'll tell you one thing, ठहर जाओ, I want to know why, where जो नौकर चाकर होते थे ना फिरौन के, these are the pharaohs. So the pharaoh, when his wife dies, when his relatives die, when members of that family die, they are mummified and they are put into the pyramid so that they'll be there forever. Okay, there's a separate room over there where all the servants are put. The servants were put there while they were alive. So when the pharaoh dies, उनको उधर जाना होता है. ऐसा क्यों? उधर जाकर उधर ही वो बाकी अपनी जिंदगी गुजारेंगे, उधर ही मरेंगे. हाँ.
It's the religious belief that when someone dies, their belongings and what they need in the afterlife will go with them.
That's a very good idea. That's really good. Yes. So why the servants?
The servants could serve the king and everyone.
हाँ. अब बादशाह खुद तो नहीं चाय बनाएगा ना. उसको तो कोई चाय की प्याली आके पिलाएगा. तो इसीलिए नौकर चाकर उनके फेरो के साथ दफन कर दिए जाते थे. Is that a good thing to do? Is that?
It's not very logical.
अगर फेरो मर गया तो फिर बेचारे उसके गुलामों को क्यों डालेंगे? उनको तो जीने दो ना. तो बेसिकली ये तो बहुत बुरी बात है कि उनकी अपनी लाइफ है और जो उनका किंग है उनकी अपनी लाइफ है. तो अगर वो मर गया तो फिर बेचारे गुलाम पीछे क्यों मरेंगे उसके? अच्छा, उनका जो सारा जेवर है, सोना चांदी कीमती चीजें, वो भी उनके साथ दफन होता था. ये तुम्हारे ख्याल में माकूल बात है? Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask a question.
Okay.
What would happen if the servant died before the pharaoh died? And where would the common people be buried? Because the pyramids were only for the pharaohs to be buried.
So common people, look, that's a good question. They would be buried away from the pyramids. There are separate graveyards over there. And I think there were burial rites at the Nile River itself, and they would throw those bodies into the river, which would then go out into the sea. So that was a way of disposing of dead people.
Okay, so apparently, the reason they would do this, whenever the pharaoh would eventually pass out or die, they would also kill the servants, the slaves. The reason is because they believed that if they would also put all the treasures, all the thrones of the pharaoh and put them in the middle of the the mummified place. So because they believed that up in the heavens they would the servants will be still there, and they would be treating the pharaoh there.
So, why did they need to kill the servants um, and put them in the pyramids? Why couldn't they let the servants stay alive?
Because they believed that if the servants would also die, the servants will go with Pharaoh, will go with the king, and they would treat the king there in heaven as well.
ठीक है, वो बात सही है. There's another reason why you needed to kill the servants.
Sir, I have a question. If anybody died, then where?
Acha, you have a question, but I want an answer to my question first, then I'll ask your question. Do you have an answer to my question? No. My question is, why did the pharaohs need to kill the servants? Now, you have an answer to my question? I don't want your question. I want an answer to my question. अच्छा, दे दो इसको.
सर वो अभी क्योंकि किंग को लगता था कि अगर फैरो मर गया और वो किंग भी मर गया और सर्वेंट रह गए तो वो सोना चोरी करके चले जाएंगे कहीं.
Beautiful, absolutely right. देखो, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. तो अगर वो नौकर जिंदा रहा ना, वो जाके बता देगा कि ये सोना चांदी इधर है, तो बेहतर है कि उसको मार दिया जाए. So that's why they had to kill all the servants. Now your question.
My question is, if anybody died, then where is his death body goes?
क्या हुआ फिर?
मेरा क्वेश्चन, अगर कोई मर जाता तो उसकी डेथ बॉडी कहाँ जाती है?
तो अभी इसकी बात हुई ना, तो फेरोज को तो बांध के उनको ममीज बनाया गया, उसके ऊपर कोई केमिकल लगाकर उसको बांध के फिर एक खास जगह में रखा गया पिरामिड के अंदर. लेकिन जो आम लोग हैं उनको दफन किया जाता था और कुछ को दरिया में बहा दिया जाता था. तो आम लोगों के लिए और सलूक होता था और खास लोगों के लिए और. Yes, you had a question.
Sir, also now the people who used to make the pyramids, they don't exist anymore because they all die. Even like right now, researchers, they go to there, and then if they find like mummies, they can also be some standing with the wall and some can be on the floor, and also they could also be alive, and the ones who are not important, they would be buried outside the pyramids, and also like searchers, they would dig and then they would find the skeletons of them.
Yeah, there are skeletons there. Acha, so we are almost finished. Next time is going to be our last Gupshup. So I want to have a little competition. Little. I want each of you to create a conspiracy story. Like conspiracy, देखो ना, जैसा कि अभी हमने कहा कि प्लॉगलीज वाली कहानी थी, या ये कि ऊपर से खलाई मखलूक आकर ये पिरामिड्स बनाती है. एक कंस्पिरेसी थियरी ये है कि इंसान चांद पे गया ही नहीं, ये बात ऐसे ही घड़ ली गई, और वो इसलिए कि वो एस्ट्रोनॉट्स बहुत मशहूर होना चाहते थे. अच्छा, तो अगली दफ़ा जो हमारी आखिरी मुलाकात होगी, तो उसमें हर बच्चा एक कहानी बना के लाएगा और पढ़े बगैर. I don't want anyone to read out. Try and memorize it if you can. अच्छा, अगर पढ़ना है तो पढ़ लो. अगली दफा आओ, जब आओगे तो फिर मैं तुम्हारी कहानियां कॉन्स्पिरेसी थियरीज सुनूंगा और फिर ये भी बताना मुझे कि ये कॉन्स्पिरेसी थियरीज क्यों बेकार हैं. You have invented you have created a conspiracy story, and you are going to tell me, first of all, what the story is, and then a little bit about why we should not believe it. So,
We can make of a story of anything.
anything. So just let your imagination go all the way to the sky. Okay? Bye.